show up.
What's up? It's Josiah and Rob.
Hi. I'm driving.
Yeah, we're driving.
I'm driving.
Rob's driving. I'm the passenger, and we just. I hope you can see me all right. Just got out of Rian Johnson's Looper. In fact, in a second, I might be able to capture the poster.
Yeah, actually, let me pull over here.
Who are we listening to, Rob?
One of my favorite, greatest soul singers of all time, if not singers, my man Otis Redding.
There it is.
Music was used, I believe, in this great movie called Looper.
Yeah. Hunted by your future, haunted by your past.
It's a great tagline, ain't it?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay.
But yeah, I've not heard of Rian Johnson. I don't think Rob has heard of Rian Johnson. So this is just your regular review. Likes and dislikes. It's Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Bruce Willis, but it
has a great ensemble cast.
It does.
I mean, I don't want to say the Avengers had a really nice ensemble cast for what it was, a superhero movie. But this, oh my God, this guy Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Bruce Willis, and possibly, I believe, his greatest role since Pulp Fiction. I mean, I haven't seen Moonrise Kingdom this year, but what else? Emily Blunt. Paul Dano.
Emily Blunt is awesome.
Noah Segan.
Yeah.
Even the little kid. What was his name?
Let me look. Hold on.
But that kid was phenomenal.
Yeah,
it might have been one of the best performances I've seen by a kid in a while.
Who else? Oh, Jeff Daniels.
Jeff Daniels. How can I forget Jeff Daniels? But yeah, this movie is just, it's amazing. Nothing but positive reviews for it. And if you don't like it, there's something wrong with you. Plain and simple. I mean, what do you have to say, buddy? I got to focus on the road a little bit.
No, that's cool. I'm trying to find that kid real quick.
Okay.
Okay, the kid's name is.
He was called
Pierce. The kid's name is Pierce. You can't see it right there. Okay. But his name is Pierce Gagnon or Gagnon.
Okay.
That was his name. So look out for the kid. You'll know exactly who I'm talking about. There's only 2.5 kids in the whole movie.
Yeah.
But
Eric kind of brutalized the kids a lot in this movie.
Yeah, the kids are actors, but it's all done tastefully.
Yeah.
The kids are But the movie, real quick, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, his character tells you actually kind of what the movie is about. But 30 years from the year 2044.
No, that's when it starts. It's 2044.
It starts in.
At the beginning, they were in Kansas, 2044. I think they're talking about. It might have been from 2044 from right now, but either way, it's 30 years into the future. They have figured.
Okay.
People have figured out time travel, and of course, the mob is going to use it for great means.
Yeah, the mob uses it, and we're taking a little detour, but it's okay. We'll slingshot again by Checkers. Remember that one day?
Yes.
So we'll just do that. Okay. But yeah, 30 years in the not too distant, in Joseph Gordon-Levitt's not too distant future. I'll put it like that. Time travel was invented, but criminals got their hands on it. It's not very sleek or very pretty. It's not too barbaric either, but it does the job. The mob uses it to knock off, hits and assassinate people and whatnot. 30 years in the past, where Joseph Gordon-Levitt is set, he and a bunch of other hitmen use Sci-Fi blunderbusses. They're called loopers, and
what a great word.
We haven't seen blunderbusses. You see a blunderbuss every Thanksgiving, I think, but it doesn't look the way. We'll take the left right here. And anyway, they, they take care of hits for the mob, and I'm looking at the road, sorry. And that's it. And so that's the whole movie. Joseph Gordon-Levitt is the youngest looper in his district, and he's really good at it.
He's probably the best one.
He's probably the best one. Everything goes to crap as soon as you've seen from the trailers, his older self, played by Bruce Willis, shows up, not blindfolded. They recognize each other, and Bruce Willis hauls tail out of there because, he's Joseph Gordon-Levitt, older, and he's got all of his skills and tactics, and mayhem ensues.
Yes.
And that's pretty much, the synopsis of the movie. You know what? Likes and dislikes. My first dislike isn't a major gripe.
Okay.
It's not a major gripe, but there were times I could tell where the special effects was and the green screen and what have you.
Lighting and all that, right?
Hold on. The journey. We'll get into the left here.
Okay. I gotta be able to go out first.
And we'll go where they're going.
Right here.
Yeah, right here.
Does it stay the same way?
Well, we can stay here. Yeah, we're having a little bit of an adventure here. And get into this left lane.
Okay.
And we're not really supposed to make a U-turn. If you can make it, you can make it. Otherwise, we'll just go down past the Wendy's and loop up. We'll loop up. And so, but yeah, only here and there I could tell the special effects or the visual effects were happening. Isn't that a major gripe? It just stood out to me.
Right.
What about you, Rob?
I don't think I have too many dislikes. What do I have to say? Some of the explanations, the storytelling, I didn't like how it was kind of backwards, but it all made sense in the end.
Okay.
I'm a fan of some things told backwards. Memento.
Right. Prestige.
Yeah, exactly.
Batman Begins.
Which isn't a bad thing. It actually explains the story, how things worked out, and it's a really well done story. And I never heard of Ryan Johnson up till this point, but if all works for him, you'll be hearing a lot of him.
Yeah.
In recent years, hopefully. And it's just a brilliant script. One of my favorite likes is that scene where Bruce Willis just goes balls to the wall and takes out tons of people.
Yeah. It does turn into a Bruce Willis movie.
It does, yeah.
So it does him justice. It actually turns into a Bruce Willis movie for a few minutes in the movie.
It switches between Joseph Gordon-Levitt. It switches between him and Bruce Willis, and it's a whole bunch of different people's perspectives, and it's just.
It's kind of cool. At times it becomes really brutal,
right?
Bruce Willis movie, and then at times it becomes your thinking man, artsy, fartsy, hipster,
right?
JGL movie. That's kind of cool though. I'm not knocking that.
At times it's like it's a science fiction epic, obviously, but then you have Bruce Willis in it, so you know it's going to have its action. And I can't flaunt. I'm just gonna do it here. Cool. I can't flaunt the film. It's all for so many things. It's a pretty touching film. I love it. I'm gonna be able to get up right here, right?
We can.
Should I turn right here?
We can turn right in here and just go up that way, actually.
Okay.
Yes, it's very touching. That's one of the major likes.
Yeah.
You will be touched by this movie, especially by Sid.
Yes, Sid the Kid.
Sid the Kid. That's who we call it.
Is amazing. There's another thing in here where people are called TKs. Telekinetics there's like a 10% of the population which has a mutation, and those effects are used great. Those
effects were used great. It's very, very, very simplistic. Some of it. Right. There are times where the movie reminds you of Chronicle, which then reminded me of Akira. Right. Rob's still trying to catch Akira. By the way, if you don't want to spend money, you could easily watch Akira on YouTube. But I mentioned Akira just because of these TKs that show up in the movie. And on the other side of the TKs, the story of the TKs, and we can make a left at the stop sign. Another thing about the TKs is the story is pretty cool. It's just there's this small mutation that went out, or, well, that went out, mutations don't go out.
Right.
But people got mutated. They didn't necessarily say how. It's not really important, but it's not a big deal. There's no hazmat suits. There's no kryptonite. There's no chemical X. People just got mutated. The best they can do is float quarters.
Yes.
That's it.
And Emily Blunt sums it up perfectly. She's like a bunch of dicks trying to brag about floating quarters in the air.
Yeah.
Emily Blunt has a great bunch of quotables in this movie too, where the one scene where Joe gets into her farm and she's like, I don't know who you are, but I will cut you the fuck in half. That was just,
it was awesome.
It's like Emily Blunt, she'll mess you up.
She'll mess you up.
But like I said, it's a great movie, and it's definitely in my running for movie of the year. I mean, it's jumped ahead of a lot of things this year, and it's such a simple movie. Sometimes there's a little bit of things that you might not understand, but
there were certain things I couldn't understand either.
It's summed up perfectly in the end. It all makes sense in the end, and trust me, you'll feel rewarded. Me and Josiah went to the matinee. I love going to the matinee.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people.
A little bit of
this.
More Otis Redding. I think it is Otis Redding at the end of the movie.
Right.
In the beginning, I wasn't struggling too much.
Right.
I have to be honest. I think I understood the Inception exposition a little bit better. To be honest, it's not that there are like big words thrown around.
Right.
It's just some of the descriptions and explanations for the world they live in. In fact, I regret to say I'm having a hard time telling you why I struggled. Some people might struggle, they might not, but as Rob said, it is perfectly summed up. It's not, it's not too heavy.
No.
But it's not too heavy. So bear with us. It'll be okay if you don't understand certain things in the beginning. It is summed up pretty well. It is. So I was able to get over that, and it is a pretty it does become a pretty character-driven story.
A lot of character development. I like the one part where it's talking about Joe over the years. They have this thing where if you kill your future self, you'll live your 30 years and then you're dead. And it just shows him from year 1 to year 30, and it's brilliant. I love the movie. It's
awesome. They didn't even mess around too much with that time travel thing.
No.
Like they even make fun of it because they sit in the diner when JGL and Bruce Willis meet up. You know, younger version meets older version, and they decide we're not going to sit here and try to describe time travel. Make time travel, not time travel. Time travel. We're not going to draw diagrams and dioramas on napkins and straws and all. We're not going to do that.
No.
It doesn't.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
Straws,
What matters is how the characters deal with the time that's given to them in the moment. And they got to figure out what they're going to do right now. They're not going to work. This isn't Deja Vu. You know, that's a great movie too, but this isn't Deja Vu. We're not flipping time on itself. We're not doing things like that. Or are we? I don't know. I don't want to give you too many spoilers or anything, and we don't want to make this review too long, but it's...
How many minutes we got so far? Around
Well, it says you actually have 3 hours and something on there, but I'm thinking.
That's why I hope it's not 3 hours. Oh my word!
I'm thinking YouTube
longer
time.
Than Looper.
I'm thinking YouTube time, but I don't know. I don't have nothing else to say. It's got 97% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I think it's 90 still.
92% on Rotten Tomatoes. You should see it. I wasn't sure I'd be able to see it, but it's cool. It's really cool. It does deserve its R rating. It does get brutal.
Very brutal.
It does get very brutal, but sporadically brutal.
A lot of brains flying, chunks of human bodies, even when the kids are shot. That took me aback a little bit.
I guess that's a little bit of a spoiler. A little bit of a spoiler.
They're not missing much there. But and there's another thing in here where there's obviously there's a mob, and then 30 years into the future there's this Rainmaker person, and I'm not gonna say too much on there, but I just love the thing Rainmaker. One of my favorite wrestlers, Kazuchika Okada, the Rainmaker finishing maneuver. I love that move. That's all I'm gonna say. So you get your wrestling, you get your movie, you get me and Josiah back together again. I hope you enjoy. it's a great movie. I really, it's probably the best $6 I spent in a while.
Yeah.
After
Same here.
After the Avengers. No, I think I spent more on the Avengers. But those two are definitely in my top movies of the year, and trust me, you'll be rewarded.
Yeah.
And I wish the best of luck to not luck, but success to anyone in this movie, whether it's Bruce Willis. I mean, he really did a damn good job in this movie. And it's such a brilliant movie. It's complex at times, but it's simple. And if you're a science fiction nerd like me and Josiah, if you're an action guy, all your tastes are satisfied. You even get to see some boobs in there if you like boobs.
Oh yeah,
You know,
Piper Haribo from Covert Affairs.
Yes.
She's in this, and she's cool.
Josiah was funny. He was.
I was like, what?
He was saying.
Piper?
Yeah. He was saying, Rob, I'm happy she's getting work, and I'm like, yeah, she's getting work with her boobs out.
That's Hollywood for you.
Hollywood for you.
Also, I had Marcus, our friend Marcus saw Blade Runner.
Right, that's why I'm called.
I think Rob has seen Blade Runner.
Yes.
So if some of it is
Blade Runner is more futuristic than this.
It's way more future. That's another thing I liked.
I like the Kansas scenes.
Looper wasn't too futuristic.
No, definitely not.
Something about it even reminded me of the beginning of Star Trek a little bit. In fact,
I love the beginning.
The beginning is brilliant.
Scene. That's like one of the best opening scenes I've seen probably since that movie that Marcus recommended, Bronson. You don't know about that movie?
Seen Bronson either.
You should check it out. Unfortunately, Tom Hardy has his dick out a lot in that movie. And I don't like seeing dudes naked. I don't even like seeing myself naked. I don't know if my wife does. But
oh wow, sunshine on a cloudy day.
We're gonna give you Otis to send this one out. Hopefully this one isn't too long. If it is, it's your fault for watching it.
It is.
I mean, me and Josiah love doing this. I had a good time with my friend today.
Yeah, me too. I had a great time.
First time I went to a Magic Johnson theater. How many white people you seen in Magic Johnson theater? I'm just saying. But my girl, I don't want to serenade him, just talking about my girl, my girl. But like we said, you need to see it. You'll enjoy it. I'm sorry if I wasn't staring at the camera the whole time, but I was driving, and I don't want to get the car destroyed or anything.
Hey,
but
also, so I guess you could say, like, if you like Blade Runner,
yes.
if some people didn't like it, if you liked In Time, if you liked Chronicle,
yes.
if you liked
even if you like Bruce Willis stuff,
if you like Bruce Willis stuff, maybe if you like Total Recall, the old one and the new one, Looper feels like a lot of your classic sci-fi movies. They don't get too lost in the world, but they define the world.
Right. It's
enough.
It's a down-to-earth movie. It really is.
Very down-to-earth.
And it's obviously science fiction. It's going to be. But you'll enjoy it. Trust me. Trust Josiah. We don't try to steer you too wrong on these reviews. And, yeah, I guess that's about it.
All right, cool.
As our catchphrase is, shoot first. Ask questions later.
Go see Looper. Peace out.